Hey crafters, this is Nye with All Things Were Created. Today what we are going to do is assemble our 3D school backpack. I'm going to be using my art glitter glue for all of my gluing, and I also have my bone folder that I'm going to be using to help me get my score lines nice and crisp. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do before we get started is we're going to go ahead and get all of those pieces that have score lines, and we are going to go ahead and score them. So all I did was I folded this one here along the score line, and I'm going to use my bone folder, and then I'm just going to crease again right on that score line just to make it nice, sharp, and crisp. I'm going to do the same thing here with the backpack template here. So I'm just folding on that score line. I'm going to use my bone folder again and just get it sharp and crisp there. Same thing with the side pieces here. Now there's a lot of score lines on this one, especially for the sides. If you look closely, you'll almost see that there's one right down the middle and then it branches off into a diagonal, and it kind of looks like an arrow. We are not going to actually fold those there with the bone folder as well. We're going to just leave those. We're going to use them at the end when we go to actually push the backpack together. So again, I'm just kind of coming along here and I'm folding down right on the score lines. And so there's just a couple of score lines on this piece. I know it might seem like a lot, but we're going to end up needing them all. All right, so then there's this side here. And again, just pressing that out. And then all I have now are the pieces right here. All right. So if you don't have a bone folder, you can use a ruler to do this part. Either one will work well. I usually use my ruler, but my bone folder is what I have close by, so there we go. All right, so now you can see we've got a shape that's popping up here. Okay, I'm gonna put this off to the side, and now I'm gonna work on these tab parts here, the long rectangles. The strips here, the score lines are just really small, and you can use your finger just to get this part if you want. They're kind of small and easy to do right with your finger, and they'll work just as fine. And then for this last one right here, I'm going to do that there. Okay, so I have everything scored, and I'm just gonna take this piece, and I feel like I'm gonna glue these first so I don't lose them here on my table. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm going to grab this part here, and I'm just gonna glue these down because they just have lots of little pieces and I don't want to lose them while I'm trying to fold. So I've got this back piece here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it between my fingers, and I'm just going to line it up right there like that. And that's perfect. Then I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I should probably be using my tweezers, which again, I don't have those either. Obviously I wasn't completely prepared when I started. And so I'm just going to lay this one right on top and then use my fingers to get it in the right position. And there's that one. Now I'm going to do the bottom part of the bag where I have my crayons or pencils and my ruler sticking out. I'm going to flip it over the top layer, and I'm just going to glue all of these one right on top of the other. So just adding a little bit of glue, holding it between my fingers, and then using my fingers there just to get it in the right spot. And then again, same thing, holding it between my fingers and then using the glue to get it in the right spot. Now, you want to make sure that you're getting everything lined up here, because if it's a little off, it's going to show. So just take your time, make sure it's all lined up before you press it down completely. Use the edges of your fingers to just make sure that you get it all right there in the right spot. And a little bit of glue goes a long way. All right, so we're almost there at the end. And again, this last one right here, a little bit of glue. And now when you go to do the upper part here of the ruler, you'll notice that these are really small. You just take your time as you're going over it and just adding a little bit of glue there. And that will complete it. And then again, just lining it up with my fingers and then pressing everything down. If you have any glue that's seeping, you just want to wipe it with the edges of your finger. You don't have to worry too much about it because if you're using the art glitter glue like I am, it's going to dry clear and it's perfect. Okay, so that takes care of those two. I'm going to push them off to the side and I don't have to worry about them anymore, which is good. All right, so now what we have here is our bag. And if you look closely, you'll see that there are two like cut lines, slots here. One is at the bottom on one side, and then one is kind of midway on the other side. The part where it's at the bottom is going to be the back of our bag, and so that's the side that we're going to work with first. So you want to hold it up, and then we're going to get our two longer rectangles, and I want you to hold them and look for them. Hold them together. And what you want to do is look and make sure that the edges here, you want them to be the same size. So you can see that I have I have the wrong side here with this one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip it over right here. And that's the side that I want. So you have the long side and then you'll have the shorter side here. I'm going to start with the shorter side. And I'm going to take that shorter side, that flap, and I'm going to push it right through here, one of those slots at the back. And so you'll see it right there. I slid it right through the slot. I'm going to add my glue to the tab, and then I'm just going to press it and glue it right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. So I got myself all confused here. So if you need to, just double check, and you can see that one's the long one there. So again, I'm going to slide this one right through here. And right at that score line where it folds, that's where we want it to bend. I'm going to add the glue to the tab, and then I'm going to press it up right there. And there we go. Now I'm just going to use my hand here, and I'm just going to bend the paper just a little bit. So you can see how I created a little bit of bend, and this one is just straight. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side as well. A little bit of a bend, and that's all I needed to do for that part. Okay, so now we're going to be ready to glue this part here. Oh, I just realized there's one more score line right up here at the top too. I'm going to make sure that I get that one as well before I start the gluing. And again, I'm just going to use my bone folder here and press that one down. Okay. All right, so now I'm ready to glue. Okay, so I'm going to open the top part up right there. I'm going to add the glue right here along the tab. And then I'm going to glue it right to the side. Use the edge of your finger to make sure that it's meeting and that you're not gluing it so it's like that, but so that you're getting a nice 90-degree angle. And just press everything down. Do the same thing on the other side as well. Add the glue to the tab. And then press it right along the side to create that 90-degree angle. Okie dokie. All right. And then we're going to glue the front part also. So again, just add the glue right there along the tab. I'm going to do both sides this time. And then I'm going to start with the one side first, pressing it right there. And then I'll do the other side as well. And then again, just making sure that you're getting that 90-degree angle and it's flush along the sides. Okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, so we've kind of created like a rectangular box or something right there. Okay, So now the next part that we're going to do is we're going to take and you know what I forgot? I forgot this part. So lift it up really quick. I'm gonna lift mine up really quick. Before the paper rips. I forgot the, what do they call these? The buckles. So I'm going to loop it through just like that and slide it down. And I wanted it to go the other way. When I made it the first time, the prototype, just to make sure that it would work, I forgot to do the buckles as well. So I need to go this way. I was like, oh no, I'll have to make sure I don't forget it when I'm making the video. And see, I forgot it anyway. Okay, so then I'm just gonna add the glue again. And then I'm gonna press it right back down on the same part. It's a good thing that I remembered, because if I had waited more than that 5 seconds, my glue would have dried and then I really would have had some problems. All right, so now, again, we're going to go, so you have the buckle, take it and go right through, I did it the wrong way again. So it's gonna go, you hold it like this, fish it through the bottom one first, and then pull it through the top. And so that will allow this part of the buckle to show, and then you can add the glue right on top. I knew it was gonna happen. Okay. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and glue the buckle down here along, actually anywhere that you want it. If you wanted it towards the bottom, that would be fine. I'm just going to add mine kind of right here in the center so that it's visible. And so when I go to do that, I'm just going to lift it up a little bit and just add a little tiny dab of glue and then press it right there. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, kind of right in the same area. So a little dab of glue right underneath, and then just press it down. I'm going to move it over just a little bit too. Okay. So there we go. Okay. Whew. I can't believe I forgot it again. Oh, so funny. Okay. So now the next part is going to be the kind of like lid of the box here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the smallest rectangle now, and we're just going to use our finger and just kind of bend the paper. If you want, you could use a pencil, but I'm just going to use my finger because that's good enough for me. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fish it right through the slot here. And then we're going to glue it down on the opposite side. Glue it and press it. And give it a moment to dry, so that way it's a little easier to work with. And then we're going to fish it through the other slot on the other side. Okay, and then we'll give it some glue here too. And then press it down. All righty. Okay. And then, so we have these two buckles, but we're just going to add these on the front when we determine how far down we want it to go. All right, so now it's had a moment to kind of dry as well. You want to make sure that the bag is kind of dry, the sides, before you go to bend it. So remember how I told you we had our single line that was coming right down the center and then it broke into the two diagonals? That's where we kind of want to fold. See how the score line is already just kind of making it easier for me as I fold here. So push it in on both sides right there, and that's going to kind of fold it for us. See that part? And even on the other side. We're just going to kind of fold the paper there. We're not going to fold it all the way. It's just, those diagonal lines are just there to help with the bend of the paper. All right. So now we have it here. We're going to press this part down. And then we're going to take this tab and we're going to glue it right on top here. So I'm going to add my glue on this side here. Hopefully I didn't go out of my camera there. And then we're just going to press it down. And if you want to, you can take it and flip it up so you can see the other side. All right. Okie doke. Okay, so now you really are starting to see the shape of it, okay? And then these two, the tabs here, they'll fit right into the slots that are halfway. So you can see them there. And they will fit right in there, just like that. Okay, so now for the last couple pieces. So this part here is going to be the upper part of the zipper where there's that extra pouch on backpacks. So we're just gonna eyeball this right in the center and place it down. It's kind of just that final like decor piece to the bag to give it a little bit more character so it's more visible. Same thing now with the bottom pouch where our crayons or pencils and the ruler are popping out. Just kind of eyeball it where in the center it is. It should kind of line up right with the tabs here. And just add your glue to the back again. And then just press it down. Remember again too that you've got that 5 seconds to shift it there to get it just in the right spot. And now we're going to add the buckles. I've got glue in my hand. Now we're going to add the buckles here to the front. And so we're just going to add a little bit right here. You want to make sure that it's landing on the tab and not off to the sides. So I'm doing one little piece here and then one little bit of glue right there. And I can't really believe that I didn't grab my tweezers, but I'm going to put mine right about there so you can see it. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other one. All right, that looks good. So again, I'm flipping it over and just a little bit of glue right there and then right there. I know it doesn't seem like it's a lot of glue, and is it really going to hold? I promise you it will. And that's it. So there we go. We have finished our cute little backpack. It's so fun. It's so simple. I gave my daughter my prototype that I made and she was very excited. So hopefully the kiddos will like this one, and it opens right up. And so you could stick something inside if you want, or just leave it for decor for the kids. It might, a gift card might be cute to put in there, or maybe just some crayons. I don't know, but you can have fun with it. I didn't let that dry enough, but it's good. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and happy crafting.